As we mentioned earlier, but in Haitian Creole, we are having now our next guest from Global Potential. About a few weeks ago, we learned about this particular organization that is bringing together some adolescents, some youth, and getting them to develop their entrepreneurial skills and also to travel to other countries. We learned that a few of them have traveled to Haiti. To know more about Global Potential, we were able to invite Daniel Alfao, who is the coordinator at Global Potential. Daniel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I'm the program manager for the operations here in Boston. We run a very innovative and very exciting program that we provide an opportunity for young people from the Boston Public Schools, an opportunity to learn how to be a leader, not only in their communities, but also to learn about what it means to be a leader in a global context. Today, I have three young, amazing people here that have traveled to Haiti.
I learned that they also speak some Haitian Creole, some French, so I will get them to actually speak French and Spanish. But I also understand that you are a former alumni of the program as well.
Yes, I am. I was a participant in 2010 when I was a senior in high school.
So how long did you spend in the program? And about you personally, are there particular skills that either they saw in you or that you wanted to develop in yourself that led you to be part of the program?
Well, I think for most students, we're very curious about where our parents come from originally, because most of the students, they're first-generation Americans, and most of them are, their parents were from Haiti. In my case, my parents were from El Salvador, and the program works in Nicaragua. And for me, it was a curiosity to learn more about my family's background.
So, family's background, how do you now connect or make use of this family's background when you want to move forward in terms of adopting, embracing a particular vocation, a particular career with Global Potential?
Well, in my case, I think it has to do more with human rights, social work, being able to learn that we all have common problems. I think that's something with GP, the Global Potential does, is that it brings young people together, regardless wherever you come from. If you're a young boy from Cité Soleil in Haiti or a boy from Roxbury here in Boston, but to know that young people suffer common problems, if it's gun violence, but it's an opportunity for young people to come together and talk about issues and how they can be the agents of change in their communities.
Right. Again, I was pleased to hear about Global Potential, although I didn't know a lot about it, but it's my sense that you have branches, not just in Boston, but also elsewhere.
Yes.
And that you are also able to get some of the participants to travel to other countries. Can you share a little bit about this?
Oh, sure thing. We are based in New York City. Serve students from Brooklyn, all from the 5 boroughs, here in Boston, also in Paris. And abroad in Senegal this upcoming year, also in the Dominican Republic, in Haiti, and also in Nicaragua.
So has Global Potential been around for a long time? And in terms of size, this is a big organization or a smaller organization that's very dynamic? How would you qualify that?
Well, we were founded in New York in 2007, here in Boston in 2010.
Oh, okay.
It's 100% volunteer run. It's very large, and we have a lot of people who are very dedicated, who work for free. But then again, we all love this because we believe that young people could be the agents of change in the world.
Right. Now, even anecdotally, do you have some success stories? Well, I can point out to you since you became a program manager over there, so obviously that can be viewed as a success story. But do you have success stories, anecdotes that you can share about some of the young participants who've been maybe to other places, to other countries, and who came back with something very special that needs to be shared with others?
I think I can cite a very important, and I think it's very relevant to today. A young student who was originally from the Dominican Republic who traveled last year. And right now I had a conversation with her the other day about what was going on in the Dominican Republic on the Haitian immigrants and descendants of Haitians in India, and the unjust law that the DR government passed by recently. And it was an opportunity to open her eyes to what are the world issues that there are today. That's one example for a young person taking interest in what's going on abroad and also what her country does, but for her to be also an advocate against that. In addition to that, I can say to one of my students here from today who was perhaps a little bit more shy, but has come back to be a very dynamic and very confident young man.
Right. Now, I always make sure to connect my interviews or to get my guests to at least touch on what's happening now. We just had an election today. As we speak, I do want to tell the viewers that we don't know who's going to be the next mayor of Boston, but we are right now recording on November 5th. Do participants in the Global Potential Program get involved into local politics?
Well, we don't necessarily suggest the students to go a certain way, but what we do is that we support them. If there is any particular cause that they think that they like, we support them in doing that. But as an organization, we don't necessarily support one candidate or the other. But I can say that many among us were very divided against who's going to be our next mayor, though.
So you do awareness raising, and you provide them with skills to be able to. Okay, how do viewers or how do young people or how do parents get their children into global potentials?
Well, if you're between the ages of 15 and 23 years old, and you're interested in social change, interested in what happens in your community here in Boston, and also interested in problems that happen abroad and also in other cities, you should join us. We have our application available right now at www.globalpotential.apply. And any young person, as long as you live here in Boston, you're more than welcome to apply.
Any fees involved?
Again, no fees whatsoever. It's as a staff member, it's part of my responsibility to work hard in grant writing, doing fundraising. Also, the students do a little bit of fundraising, which is the amount of $300.
Right.
But it's a program that's completely free, and the intention is to support young people.
Any phone number we can share or address?
Sure thing. You can contact our office phone number, which is 857-266-5001. And our address is at 281 Summer Street in South Boston.
266-5001. 857-266-5001.
Correct.
So I have the pleasure to welcome 3 young participants in this program. That would be Henson, Jennifer,
and Bennett.
Yeah, I do have their names. I wanted you to actually help me to that. So we will actually speak with them shortly, and then we'll get direct testimony from them about what has been their experience with Global Potential, and also reporting on a trip that they had in Haiti recently. Thanks so very much again for being with us. Me. And I hope to have you back maybe in 2014 with some of the other participants.
Definitely. Looking forward.
Good. Again, our guest was Daniel Alfaro. He's the program manager over at Global Potential, and he helped us set the stage to welcome our next 3 guests. We are going for a short break, and then we'll be back with, again, our guest, Vinette Moeo, Henson St. Louis, and Jennifer Angran. She'll say that in English. We mentioned earlier that we'll have the pleasure of welcoming 3 of the young participants who traveled recently to go to Haiti in the context of the work being done by Global Potential. So it's my pleasure to welcome first Henson. Henson, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Oh, okay. You speak some Creole that you picked up from Haiti?
Oui, mais parle un petit gars.
Oh, okay, good. We'll go for English now, all the way. I wanted to double check. And if I say buenas tardes, you understand that, Vinette?
Yes, buenas tardes.
Okay, wonderful. You speak Spanish completely?
Yes.
Wonderful. And I will say bonsoir à Jennifer Angran.
Bonsoir.
Comment ça va?
Ça va? Merci de m'avoir.
Merci. What we learn is that Global Potential has been able to field several trips to Haiti involving some of their young participants. So let me know again, where do you go to school, Henson, and how long have you been with Global Potentials?
I've go to school at EMK Academy for Health Careers in Fenway, and I've been with Global Potential for a good year now.
A good year. And I have the same question for you, Vinette. Where do you go to school, and how long have you been with Global Potential?
So I go to school at the O'Brien, and I've been with Global Potential for about a year.
Jeanette, same question for you.
I go to John D. O'Brien in Roxbury, and I've been with Global Potential for about 3 years now.
Is it a coincidence that you both go to O'Brien? Did you actually plot it this way to actually go and enjoy the program, or it's just a coincidence? That you
No,
enjoy-
it's just a coincidence. O'Brien kids seems to love Global Potential.
Okay, good. So, what led you to join and participate in the Global Potentials activities, Hansen?
For me, myself, it was my teacher, and there, like a program info session at my school. So I got into the program through her, and also I heard about the traveling, and that got me interested. And my parents are Haitian, so it wanted me to actually figure out my background more.
Why did you want to know more about your background?
Because I was born not being able to speak Creole that much, so I wanted to learn more. And also, I don't really know much about my family or where they come from, so it was a good experience to learn more about my family.
Right. And what's your personal background, Vinette? How does that play into your joining Global Potential?
I actually found out about Global Potential because of one of my friends. She had traveled the year before to Dominican Republic, and she really loved it. So I applied, and I got chosen to go to Haiti, and I loved it. It was an amazing experience.
Now, you applied and you got chosen. On what ground? What do you have as special, particular, beside from being very...
So Global Potential, you like go through an application process, and then you have to attend workshops weekly, and then they choose you from there to travel.
Workshops weekly on what, Jennifer?
The workshops basically focus on how the homestay is going to be for the 7 weeks or 6 weeks and a half that you're going to be there in the country that they send you to. And they just prepare you for what we're going to discuss while we are aboard. For example, the social work, human rights, all of that stuff that are like major issues in the countries.
When you traveled to Haiti, Vinette, you knew that Haiti was a poor country. Tell me about your experience. What kind of expectation that you have? Did you experience any kind of cultural shock, any kind of fear? How was it?
I did have a cultural shock. I come from Puerto Rico. And
I know Puerto Rico, by the way. A nice place. Been to the rainforest. I've been to Old San Juan. I saw, I like it.
It is. So as soon as I got out of that plane, it was, they received us with music and everyone was just so nice. When we went to the community we went to was Tefwad. And it was, when I went in, it was definitely a shock for me. I didn't know what to expect whatsoever. I had known about Haiti, but I really didn't know what to expect.
Right.
But it was definitely a nice experience. I had a host family. I had 8 brothers and sisters. So they were definitely nice to me, and I still keep in contact with a lot of the people that I met over there. So lasting friendships.
Now, Jennifer, you were all together, right? In the same setting, same place. Was it the case?
Actually, they were together this past summer, but I traveled about 2 years ago to Dominican Republic, but I have been to Haiti because of Global Potential.
Oh, you went to the Dominican Republic, not to Haiti. Okay.
Yeah, but the community I went to, it was 95% Haitian descent or Haitians. So it was pretty familiar because my background, my family's Haitian. So they received me wonderfully. I felt at home. It was just great. Okay. I still keep in contact with everyone. They call me every now and then, calling me their daughter, their sister. It's just wonderful.
Now, did the training or preparation or orientation you received with Global Potential prepared you for whatever kind of difficult moments you may have experienced when you went in this place?
Actually, yes, it did. It introduced us to the issues that were happening in the communities, and so when we went there, we were not surprised to what was going on and how people were acting, how their culture and how they received us, But the workshop, they do prepare you for the travel.
So you were all between, I think, the age of 16 to 17?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you traveled over there, Hansen, did you connect with youth your age? And how did you deal or negotiate the language issue?
Well, yeah, I connected with youth my age, and really the language barrier wasn't that rough because they helped me out, and being that they already knew that I was Haitian and I could just speak a little bit Creole, they tried to help me out to pull through and to speak Creole with them. And I was actually able to learn more Creole than I already know. So now I can actually have a long conversation in Creole instead of just talking and then be like, yeah, I just understand you.
Did you hear them expressing any kind of interest into the U.S. or peppering you with questions about your life here in the U.S.?
Actually, yeah, and I wouldn't like specify about details, but it was fun that they knew about where I came from, and I really liked it that they had an interest here. But what was more interesting that they had a lot of issues that they want to talk about, and also there's a lot, not only the U.S. they wanted to go to, there's a lot of places they wanted to travel to.
Right. Vinay, I have a similar question for you about how did you negotiate communicating with people around you? How did they make your life easier?
So when I went, I did not know Haitian Creole. I went in, and my family that I stayed with, I communicated with the basic French, a little bit that I studied in high school.
Tu parles un petit peu de français. I'm sure.
And so my host dad, he actually knew a little bit of Spanish. So that's how we communicated. And then they taught me Creole, I taught them Spanish and English, and that's just the relationship that we had.
That was all part of the exchange.
Exactly.
How did you negotiate the food, that thing?
That is, so that was one of my challenges a little bit, was getting used to the food, because they would serve you like a big mountain of food,
Yes,
and
Yep.
I would be like, just a little, and they did not know what a little was, and they would just still off, and so I would eat it a little bit, but they were really nice, and they always wanted to know like what I liked and what I disliked, so they could, provide the best service,
So it's a question that's personal, but not in a private sense. What in you, Jennifer, in your personality, that led you to Global Potential, and what in your future do you see as a vocation, as profession, or as some kind of activism in your life?
Well, I'm very interested in human rights and social work order. So when I learned about Global Potential, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect organization for me. And I applied, got accepted, and since then I fell in love. Everyone who knows me knows that I just love Global Potential. It is great. It introduced me to the path that I want to pursue for my life. Right now, I don't see human rights and social work as a set-up career for me, but I'm heading there. We'll see.
Right. Same for you. What in your personality led you to Global Potential, and does that set the stage for you to embrace a particular career or vocation?
So I've always been interested in human services, like Jennifer and all this, and actually I wanted to study international relations when I got into college.
Like my daughter?
And see how everything worked, because I was just so intrigued on the social services over there in Haiti and how they work and everything, because we got to know a little bit about the human rights over there. And it was just so interesting, so that definitely opened my eyes, and I've been so intrigued to learn more about other cultures.
And I have the same question for you. Does your...
And what interests me is I would like to pursue the career of art, and I feel to make change through my art. So what led me to Global Potential was that I heard that they were able to make youth leaders or empower youth leaders in a way. So what I felt to do is go there and help, because I'm a shy kid. I didn't really don't like talking a lot. But through Global Potential, I'm able to speak more clearly, loudly, and punctuate better. And now I can show how I feel through my art pretty well.
And by art, you are referring to visual art?
Visual art, yes.
Oh.
And that would be just my drawings, and I would just doodle a lot and have people look at them and they would understand what I'm trying to convey through my art.
What medium do you use for your art?
I use interactions with people, so if I could describe
Oil
it,
painting, what kind of drawing?
sketches.
Sketches, right? Great. I am also into this from time to time on the side, so I can relate to you. I have one final question for each of you. What makes a person a leader?
Well, Global Potential has taught me a lot during the 3 years. And what I've learned is being a leader is just to be yourself, but let the world know. If you hide behind the mask that you put on for everyone, you can't put on a facade. You have to step out of your comfort zone and just let the world see you for who you are. Be a leader and lead everyone.
So embracing your belief, your personality, and let people know what it is.
Yeah.
What makes you a leader?
So I'll add on. I definitely think a leader is someone who accepts who they are and goes for it, and is definitely open-minded with everything. Because if you're closed-minded, then you're not a leader. You have to be open-minded and accept new things and accept new challenges.
Good, openness. And then?
Same thing. A leader has to be their self, and not like discourage others, involve challenges, encourage challenges and problems within the group, and try to solve them with each other. Bring everybody together to solve certain problems, and that's what a leader would be.
And this is not a quiz. I have a few seconds. Can you name each of you one or two leaders that you love or that you admire?
Not a lot of people would know, but Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Toussaint Louverture.
The founders of Haiti's independence.
Definitely.
Wonderful. I second that. What about you, Vinette?
In my personal, I think my parents are my leaders. Definitely role models.
Wow, that's kind of unexpected, but that's great to hear. What about you, Hanson?
My mother would be my leader, and right now Obama. So.
Okay. This is great because what we are hearing here, it's not the usual pattern. It has to be a famous, extraordinary, well-known person on the international stage. We are getting a range of preferences between mom, dad, unknown, or some Haitian leaders. So that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Vinette, Hansen, Jennifer. You've been, I think, great spokespersons for Global Potential. And I'm hoping that if you travel again sometimes next year, I may be able to bring you back again to share some of your experiences with the people, with the language, and with the food. This was, again, Charles Lucien for this new edition of Tête-à-Tête on Télécréole. I want to leave you with a few announcements. Mark your calendars. On January 4th at Lombardo's, HAU will receive State Senator Leonardo Snafori, former Mayor Tom Menino. We will also keep you posted on who will be the next mayor after this program that we are recording now on November 5th. We also want to remind you that in Medford on November 15th at the Hyatt Hotel, Haitians, or Medford, will be celebrating Haitian culture and history with Rebecca Zama, myself, Charles Lucien, and storyteller Sharon Kennedy. More information will be sent or will be shared with you on Télécréole soon. We wish you well until we see you next time on this next edition of Tête-à-Tête on Télécréole.